press record, my dog starts growling. Anyways, hi everyone, welcome back to Dance Geek. I'm Claire. If you're new to my channel, welcome. We talk about everything dance here. We geek out about dance big time. If you're not new, thank you for coming back. Hopefully you'll find this video just as useful as you've found my other videos. Now, today I've got a video to share with you that... That's my son drinking water in the background. You exhausted over there? So that's Indy's hand. Hi, Indy. He's come in to get some help with his schoolwork, I'm assuming.
Yes.
What subject?
Writing.
Writing, of course. I love writing.
Always writing.
Always writing. Yay! So we're in lockdown here in Melbourne still. And it's such a great opportunity for us to share online resources. Now, one of the schools I teach for, I've been doing some of my classes on Zoom and then alternating the following week with pre-recorded. So Zoom, pre-recorded, Zoom, pre-recorded. And I wanted to share some of my pre-recorded stuff with you guys because there's some really good stuff in here. This specific one, as the title says, is about turnout and hip strengthening. And this is super important for me specifically because I have a hip impingement and a labral tear, but it's also really, really important for dancers in general because dancers, we don't look after our hips like we should. And these exercises are quite simple, but they're very, very effective. Big shout out to Claudia Dean for one of the exercises in this that I use on the regular. Also big shout out to Physio on Collins. Mel, my physio there, is amazing. And she has done a lot of work with the team at the Australian Ballet who have been getting a lot of press and publicity lately about the work that they are doing with professional dancers, specifically in the area of the hips, pelvis, that kind of thing. So I'd love for you to give these exercises a go. Pop some comments down of how they worked for you. If you have any questions about how to do any of them, again, pop it in the comments. Hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe because my upload schedule is so random. So you need to subscribe so that you get notifications of when I upload. All right, enjoy guys, have fun, stay safe, bye. Okay, so I'm gonna need you to pause the video and go and get a stretch band. These are often called different things: stretch bands, power bands, resistance bands, TheraBands. If you don't have one, get some stockings, okay? Ballet stockings, jazz stockings are really, really good for doing this sort of thing, okay? So pause. Unpause. Hopefully you've found a band. If you haven't found anything that you can use, don't stress. You can still do these exercises, okay? All right, so I've already pre-tied mine, but the way you're gonna do this, I'll get another one, is grab your band or your stockings, and I want you to stand in parallel, and you're gonna tie the band, roughly the center, around your knees. Go for more the top of the knees, not the bottom. We don't want it rolling that way. We want it to stay sort of to the top of our knees, okay? And this one's really old, so it broke. But either way, tie it in a double knot, okay? Double knot so that it stays nice and firm. All right, so mine's going for a roll. Okay, so I'm just sitting it there on my knees, okay? Now it will roll and you're gonna go back to your bar. So you're gonna need to do the penguin shuffle. Back to your bar. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're working on our alignment in our knees and strengthening our legs and this muscle here in particular called our VMO. Okay, the VMO is the muscle that connects from the inside of the thigh into the knee, okay? What we're gonna do is a demi-plie, and you're gonna feel, this is why it's called a resistance band. The band is gonna wanna pull you in. We're gonna hold our demi-plie, 2, 3, 4. Slowly straighten, 3, 4. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Now, it's going to wanna pull you this way. Don't let it. Really pull those knees back. Close to straight, 3, 4. Good, now we're going to do the same thing in parallel. All right, now even though parallel doesn't feel like it needs turnout, it still needs alignment. So we still want our knees to go over our toes, okay? Mine kind of just wants to go in that way. You need to pull them out a little tiny bit so that they go directly over the toes. And stretch, plie, and stretch. Good, turn it back out to first. I find with this that I like to narrow my first position. So normally I'd stand back here with my feet, but for this I'm going to actually narrow it a little bit. I'll show you from the side. If I have my feet all the way out, my turnout's not quite strong enough from my hips to actually hold those knees back. So I'm just going to make my first a little bit more narrow and hold, really feeling that I'm pulling my knees back. And what that does is it activates all of these muscles, VMO, into the adductors and groin, even up into your hamstrings. All of these muscles that we don't normally think about too much when we're turning out. Notice I am holding this longer, so I hope you are too. Keep those knees pulling back. Now as you straighten, keep those knees pulling back. Oh. Let's try that again. 4 counts to get down into your demi-plie. 3, 4, hold. Yeah, I'm feeling this. 7, 8, and stretch it up. Definitely felt that. Okay, keep your band on your knees. We're going to lay down. Oh, now I'm pretty sure I've given you this one before from the wonderful Miss Claudia Dean. She's got a great YouTube channel. If you're allowed to watch YouTube, go and check her out. But this one is working your deep hip rotators. Okay, so that's right up in here where we want our turnout to come from. Not the big outside muscles, but right deep inside. And they're really hard to activate. So we're opening our knees, keeping our feet flat on the floor. Feel the resistance. It's going to want to pull you back in. Hold it for 4 counts and bring it in. We're doing that 8 times. 2, hold, hold, hold. Bring it in. And 3, hold, hold, hold. Slowly in. And 4, hold, hold, hold. Bring it in. 5, hold, hold, hold. I'm feeling this. And bring it in. No, that's not 8, that's 6, Claire. Come on, I can't count. And bring it in. And 7. Keep those feet flat on the floor. Keeping them flat on the floor stops you from rolling and pulling into other muscles. Yeah, keeping your feet flat on the floor, the toes flat, makes you work those deep hip muscles. So you're probably not going to feel this going out very far at all. That's balmy. And close. Yeah, I felt that a lot. All right, we're going to take the band off now, and we're going to work 2 exercises into those hips again. So that one just did our deep rotators. The one standing up with the plies worked lower into the leg, more the external muscles, ones on the outside. This one is going to work deeper into your hip joint, a little bit into the center a bit. Okay, so I'm going to lay flat for this one. One leg is bent, flex it parallel. Definitely keep it parallel. Make sure your bottom is tucked down, not completely under, just down so that your back is flat to the ground here, because that's going to help activate that muscle as well. And we're going to lift this leg up, but just to level with the other one. Okay? And lower it down. Keep your foot really flexed so you can feel like this exercise is pushing from the heel or lifting from your heel. Okay? And that helps to straighten the leg out. And this one's getting right into that hip joint, strengthening our hip joint. Feel your belly button pulling into your spine. Supposed to be doing 8 to 10 of these, but I've lost count. Okay, the leg. Stretching it out. So make sure when that leg stretches out, your back is probably going to want to arch a little bit. Just make sure you're nice and flat. Pull that spot belly button into the ground. And up and down. Keep that foot nice and flexed. Up to level with your other knee and down. Keeping it level with the knee is actually what helps provide resistance in this exercise, and the resistance is what gives you the strength in the hip joint. Going beyond the knee will actually lower that resistance a little bit, so you're not going to get as much strength. Yet again, I've lost count. Keep that belly button pulled in. Okay, so the last part of the hip workout that I want to give you today is actually working the lower back. And this is often an area that we forget about, that we forget we need to strengthen these muscles, because our core is not just here. It actually goes all the way around. You need to think of your core as like a belt that goes all the way around. It's 360 degrees. So we're going to work into the lower back, but still really low in these hip joints. Now, I find this one very difficult to do. Very, very difficult to do. And funnily enough, I'm actually doing this as part of my rehabilitation for that hip injury that I have. I've got a tear and an impingement. It's all very complicated. So I'm going to do 6 of these. Okay, but I really want you to go for 8 or 10 if you're feeling comfortable with it. Okay, so what we're doing here is laying down. Now you can see I've got my feet flexed. Okay, if you're not comfortable laying flat on the ground like that, just get a cushion and put it under here. Okay, I'm going to start off with this leg. All right, which means I'm going to keep, that's my left leg. I'm going to keep my left leg flexed, and I'm going to stretch the other leg. You'll already notice the difference in the hip and the glute and possibly the lower back when you stretch one foot and flex the other. Flexing the foot already turns on a lot of the muscles in your leg when you're in this position. Okay, so we're just going to relax down, and we're lifting the foot in a flexed position and lowering it. But we don't want our hips to come off the ground. So what I want you to think about is, as the heel goes up, push your hip, this hip flex up. The front, push that into the ground. Okay, so that's 3, 4, 5, try to keep your head down if you can, 6, 7, and 8. Good, do 2 more if you want, switch over. This is my recovering leg, so I'm only going to do 6 on this one, or I might start crying. So you guys do 8 or 10. Try to do the same amount on both sides so that you can really keep your hips and pelvis stable and even. So we're stretching the left foot, flexing the right foot, keeping that hip pushed into the ground. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's my 6 done. You guys keep going. 7, 8, another 2 if you want, 9, and 10. Good. Okay, we're just going to stretch up. Ooh, keep those shoulder blades down. We don't want to wear our shoulders as earrings. Keep them down, 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 down. And then knock into your bar. Okay, so you should have a much more, when you stand up now, you should have a much more stable feeling through your pelvis. I love doing this workout because it's really quite simple. But when I stand up after, I feel so much stronger. I feel more lengthened through the body. And if you stand in first, see that automatically feels so much more comfortable to me. And I feel like I've got a lot more power from my plie and my hips. And I felt I could comfortably jump then. And for someone who's at my age as a dancer, I'm nearly 40, I've had a lot of stress put into this hip area. To ever feel strong enough to jump is a good thing. So I want you to try that now. Always test out how you feel after doing a workout, okay? Especially a workout like that that really targets an area. Do a few jumps, just see how different you feel in the pelvis.